Welcome back. It's been a grueling week of stage 5 and 6 load shedding due to inadequate electricity generation capacity. At the same time, Eskom refuted reports yesterday that South Africa was on the brink of stage 7 and 8 blackouts. With all this in mind, Greta Goosen, the head of customer experience at MiWay Insurance, says consumers must be aware of how they can better look after their assets during load shedding. Greta, thank you so much for your time and for joining us this evening. Now, what would you say is the biggest risk faced by residents when it comes to their property and assets, especially during higher stages of load shedding?
Hi, Katlego, and hi, listeners. There's a number of things that I think you need to consider. I think one of the biggest risks obviously has to do with power surges and dip, where your electronic equipment is damaged the moment the power returns from load shedding. And it's very important that you find out whether that is an insured peril from your insurance point of view. And then a big consideration is obviously load shedding and the dark. Is a challenge with regards to criminal activity. So your safety could be at risk, and it's important that at that stage you are vigilant and you look after yourself and your family safety.
Most certainly. Speaking of that safety, I mean, in the event of a burglary, especially during load shedding, and access is gained to a property due to possibly the electric fences not functioning, does this affect a payout from insurance?
No, it shouldn't. The reality is that you obviously need to make sure that your electronic equipment works as it should and that your backup batteries work as it should. In my opinion, you cannot foresee that. If you make sure that the stuff is maintained as it should be, you should be covered.
And speaking on being covered, we know that especially now during load shedding and the power outages taking so much from South Africans, many have switched to alternative energy such as gas for cooking. Is it a given that one would be insured against explosions of that nature?
It is about preventing or minimizing a loss. It's extremely important that you check your gas leakage. A simple tip is a mixture of sunlight liquid and water. If you put that on all the pipes and all the connections and you open the gas and there's bubbles, you know that there's a gas leak. So it's about testing those things and just making sure that you are properly protected.
So what do you find to be some of the common mistakes that people make when looking to claim that either prolong the process or could possibly lead to a no payout, particularly to claims of damage caused by load shedding?
Well, I think, again, it's about just making sure the stuff works as it's intended to work, that you make sure that you've done everything in your power to prevent or minimize the loss. And then I think it's very important that you have a discussion with your insurance company. Some companies, power surge and dip as a peril is automatically covered. But in most insurance companies, it's an optional cover. So it's about understanding whether your electronic equipment is covered for that peril. Talk to your insurance company and making sure that the stuff is covered as it should. From a safety point of view, check your schedule. It's very important that you understand your load shedding schedule, and if you're working late at night and you have an electric gate, to make sure that your family is aware of you coming home, that it's not a situation that you need to get out of your car to open your gate, that there's somebody there to assist you. Should you not have a backup battery, to open the gate for you and close it, because again, it's about not exposing yourself to adverse risk.
Most certainly. So Greta, what would be the best advice that you can give with regards to safeguarding assets from load shedding?
Well, you get surge protection. That is obviously quite an expensive exercise if you need to surge protect your whole home, but that's definitely something that will assist you with regards to that. And then, investing in UPS solutions, inverter solutions, and if you can afford it, solar, that helps you to enjoy some sort of security and power during load shedding.
All right, Greta, thank you so much for all those nuggets of advice. I'm sure our viewers would really appreciate, especially during these times of stages of 5 and 6 of load shedding. Thank you so much for your time. That was Greta Goosen, the head of customer experience at MiWay Insurance, speaking to us there about safeguarding your assets during load shedding.